itself. He goes in between the centre two of the floor ropes. Scribbles outside once again, perhaps a superstitious move. Many a fighter does that to just make themselves feel calm and feel at home, and this is the place where he fought no fewer than 23 times in his career in Las Vegas, almost half of his career. So the two men sleep in the ring and looking very, very different in their demeanour.
It's very interesting, Mike. He hasn't looked up, Floyd. He's looked serious. He walked into the ring, not with any of his security guards. They were the MGM security guards. And what's interesting, they've kept Manny. They've let him out now, but they kept him completely trapped in the corner. As though they didn't want anybody from Floyd's entourage. They didn't want Justin Bieber. They didn't want any of them. They didn't want any of them getting in Manny's face. They've let him loose a little bit now. Floyd's got the full run of the ring, and Manny's working in about a 2-foot square area. Floyd looking a little bit more relaxed now that he's actually in the ring, Mike, shaking out. And there's Nate Jones, who was on the course of 1996 Olympics team with him, standing not 4 foot in front of Manny and starting to abuse him. So that's why Freddie and the rest of Team Pacquiao turned Manny around, stuck him in the red corner so he wouldn't get too much abuse and too much aggro aimed at him.
Well, it seems a long time ago, but Steve and I went to a press conference before the Atlanta Olympic Games with the American boxing team, all sat in a long line on one long dais, and there was a young lad at the end who was leaning on his hand with his elbow on the desk, and he was yawning through the entire press conference, and we looked at each other and we said, which one is that? And we flipped through the American team handbook, and it was Floyd Mayweather. Here again, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
The Grand Garden Arena here at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada, for the featured bout of the evening, brought to you by Mayweather Promotions and Top Rank Incorporated in association with Showtime Pay-Per-View and HBO Pay-Per-View. Sponsored by kHz, Con Carácter, Mexico, Live It to Believe It, and the Weinstein Company, and the new movie Southpaw, starring Jake Gyllenhaal, in theaters everywhere, July 24th.
This contest is sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Chairman Francisco V. Aguilar. Executive Director Bob Bennett. The World Boxing Organization Supervisor is its President, Francisco Paco Barcarcel. And the World Boxing Association Supervisor is Gilberto Jesus Mendoza. The WBC Supervisor is Mauricio Suleiman. At ringside, the 3 judges will be Pat Lemon, Glenn Billman, and Aiden Reddy, and the man in charge of the action inside the ring, World Championship veteran referee Kenny Bailey. And now, the officials are ready. The fighters are in the ring, and they are ready. For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Interesting transaction where he 45. This total credentials of 57 victories, including 38 knockouts, along with 13 international and world championship titles in a record 8 different weight divisions, guarantees his place in the Hall of Fame. He's recognized and known the world over as the people's champion from Sarangani province, the fighting pride of the Philippines, the reigning, defending, champion of the world, Manny.
Michael Buffett, Jr. once again. last of the formalities. Last instructions from referee Kenny Bayliss, who's already spoken to the two men in their dressing rooms.
Always, baby. The world has been waiting for one. Broke up your world champion. One of the rules in the proper room. We're going to keep this fight clean at all times. Show good sportsmanship. Protect yourself at all times. And what I say, you must obey. Good luck to both of you. Put them up, God bless.
The fight the world has been waiting for Kenny Bayliss. The fight that many of us feared we would never see. And for all the talk and the build-up of money and finances, this is a chance for each man here to enrich his reputation and his legacy. It's Mayweather against Pacquiao. The officials have left the ring, and now the trainers are leaving the ring. Freddie Roach is the last to leave the ring. All that remains, Kenny Bayliss, Manny Pacquiao, and Floyd Mayweather. And listen to the expectation in the crowd as we wait to see who will land the first significant punch. It's been so long in the making. And last, Mayweather against Pacquiao. Which of these two all-time greats will be first to impose his authority on the fight? A very cagey first few seconds. Mayweather on the front foot, trying to control the affair from the centre of the ring. Pacquiao feints with a right hand, almost motion to go to the body with the jab, but still a very tentative start. Two jabs from Mayweather, a jab from Pacquiao, seconds gone, and the first punch to land was a right hand, but just a light one from Pacquiao on the torso of Mayweather. Mayweather tries a right hand, normally so effective against the southpaw, but hasn't quite found the timing just yet. Then picked out a couple of jabs, and he goes towards the body with a right hand. Mayweather, Pacquiao sees it coming, steps back again. Pacquiao goes to the torso area with a jab, swaying from the waist, goes in with a jab, then pulls away from throwing a left-handed Manny Pacquiao there, just slightly fearful of what might come his way in terms of a counterpunch from Mayweather. First solid shot of the fight is a right hand from Mayweather as Pacquiao got set to throw a jab. Beautiful shot, high on the head of Pacquiao, and that jet black hair flew up just for a moment as that punch landed solidly from Mayweather. Best shot of the fight so far as we reach the halfway stage of the opening round. A jab from Mayweather gets through over the low-held right hand of Manny Pacquiao, who hasn't quite found his groove just yet. Both men pretty much standing stock still in the centre of the ring, where most of the action has taken place so far. The crowd now trying to rouse their man into action, into producing some kind of success in this early stage of the contest. Another prodding jab, tentative jab from Pacquiao, and Mayweather attempted to counter it with a left hook. Left hook, another one of the most effective punches against the southpaw. Southpaw's leading with their right arm and their right foot. Sometimes so difficult for orthodox fighters like Mayweather, who tried to pinpoint a right hand onto the chin of Pacquiao once again, and this time it landed just short. Mayweather goes to the body with a left jab underneath the right elbow of Manny Pacquiao. That sense of expectation here as Pacquiao drives Mayweather onto the ropes on the far side of the ring, very close to Mayweather's own corner. Mayweather lands a lovely right hand. Again, he made Pacquiao miss and made him pay. Pacquiao tries a jab come hook, but it was a weak, insignificant punch. Two solid right hands landing in the opening round from Floyd Mayweather. Now Pacquiao tries to land a long-range right hand, almost jumped in there in his desperation to produce some kind of success in the last few seconds of the opening round. And Mayweather backs up into his own corner. Pacquiao lets fly with a right-left combination, and Mayweather starts to talk to him in a clinch as if to say, pull away here, and they're separated by the referee at the end of the first round. And Steve Bunce on those clean punches alone, it has to go to Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather's round, that's a very good right hand, Mike. Now I think he caught it slightly off balance, and he certainly sent him back with that straight right cross. First minute, not a lot happened. Started to open up in the last 30 or so seconds. That's because Manny charged and raced in. And what was interesting, the first moment that Mayweather grabbed him, they brought a throw in this corner here, the whole of the Filipino corner, they're all sticking their arms up. Kenny Bayliss going to be put on under pressure. Mayweather not under any pressure yet. Manny Pacquiao is moving and just looking and just trying to find openings.
But the atmosphere here, Steve, is sensational. It's as if everybody is throwing the punches and stepping in with Pacquiao.
Mike, you absolutely sense that. The crowd started to rise. They live in and breathe in every single punch, and they'll do that until this fight is over. It's exceptional. It's what we wanted. It's what we're getting.
So now card then, the first round. So Floyd Mayweather. The bell sounds for round number 2 of this so eagerly awaited fight of the century. Floyd Mayweather against Manny Pacquiao. Pacquiao goes in untidily, takes a left hook from Mayweather at the start of this second round, and Pacquiao falls away off balance as Mayweather lands successfully. Mayweather's just getting ready, you sense, to throw the right hand, and he does it again. You can see the way he cocks his shoulder in the corner. He was waiting to throw that big shot. The crowd there cheer as Pacquiao lands early on the left shoulder of Mayweather. Mayweather's got his back to the ropes just above the center of ringside. Pacquiao tries to open it. He tries to get some kind of rhythm going, and booms around here once again. The Steve wants to saying every time that Mayweather holds. A sporting touch of gloves for the two men as they came away from that clinch. No qualms, no complaints from Manny Pacquiao here. Mayweather gets so confident that he leaves both arms dangling right down beneath his wedge. Moves around towards his left, towards the centre of the ring now, and closer now to the ropes just above us, waiting for Pacquiao to make his move and then try to counter-punch with either the right hand or the left hook. This time, Mayweather goes forward with 2 successive right hands, but Pacquiao, no mean fighter in defence himself, makes a miss with both of those punches. And now, a right hand from Mayweather again is avoided by Pacquiao, and there was just a very slight clash of heads there, but neither man coming off any the worse for wear, both unscathed. Pacquiao now goes after his man again, tries a left uppercut towards the body, goes in with another left hand towards the body. Mayweather sees a follow-up punch, though, ducks underneath and scribbles around and comes back to the relative safety of close to the centre of the ring. But every time Pacquiao opens up, the crowd really go mad here. But most of the punches are either missing or they're landing on the forearms and the gloves of Mayweather. This has been a much quieter round. There's a minute to go in the second of 12. Right hand again from Mayweather gets through as Pacquiao's defence gets leaky on the way in. He was so desperate to land a big shot that he forgot about covering up on the way in, keeping it tight. He's got the gloves tightly held by his temples, but they are being pierced by these shots of Floyd Mayweather. Very little serious, significant scoring done in this second round. Pacquiao goes after his man with a left hand towards the body. They move to the far side of the ring, over beyond us here. A right hand again from Mayweather lands on the high part of the head of Pacquiao, and now Mayweather flicks out almost the backhand of the glove as Pacquiao is made to miss once again. Pacquiao's feet are looking untidy as he gets slightly desperate on the way in and doesn't really measure the punches. He lunges in and Mayweather is reading what he's doing and making him miss. 15 seconds to go in the second round. The two men are back towards the centre of the ring, leaning, swaying, rolling from the waist, keeping each other guessing, trying to use all the guile that has brought them through 43 world title fights between them. Again, Pacquiao charges after his man, and there is something slightly novelty about that, and there's a pat on the back for each of them. Again, the lack of animosity extends into the contest itself. Steve, a much more difficult round to score, but I thought Mayweather just again did enough clean punching.
Mayweather won it clearly and cleanly if you're looking at clean punches and counters. I'm telling you, the judges will go the other way on that because the crowd's gone the other way on that because Manny committed himself 5 or 6 times. What's worrying for Manny, if I'm Treadwell now, I'm telling him to not just watch my charges in, but to make sure I've kept my left hand up, because it's not the straight right that's the problem. Mayweather threw it once. He threw a looping right behind the hand to the exposed chin. Manny Pacquiao is going to get dropped in this fight in the next 3 or 4 rounds, and it's going to be that shot, and I wish I'd had that with a bookies, Mike.
You hear the whistle from the timekeeper. That's the command for the trainers and seconds to clamber out of the ring. The bell sounds for the third round on my card, on Steve's card. The first 2 rounds are to Floyd Mayweather, but Steve thinking that maybe the judges on aggression alone might well have gone for Pacquiao in that second round. Is a controversy brewing on another big night of boxing action here in Las Vegas, live on 5 Live from the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Pacquiao goes in swinging with a right hook. It misses by a long way as Mayweather scribbles around towards his left and back towards the centre of the ring with those skittering left half of his, which have landed the most solid punches so far. He tries a right hand again this time. Pacquiao saw it coming, drops the shoulder and made Mayweather miss. They're so clever these days. They're so much skill in a single ring here. They're privileged to be ringside up to all-time great. And a nice right hand towards the body from Mayweather. And Pacquiao looks for the referee, complaining that it would have been low. It looked to me as though it was right on the waistband, the red waistband of his otherwise yellow trunk. Pacquiao gets through with a left hand, but Mayweather takes it well. The crowd roar. Now Pacquiao tries to open up on the ropes, but once again he's held by Mayweather. And the crowd are booing once again, and Oscar De La Hoya, for one, was saying that Kenny Bayless might favour the way that Mayweather fights in this fight in terms of the holding and using that defensive genius. Now Pacquiao gets after his man once again. Mayweather is close to his own corner. It's the blue corner furthest away as we look. Pacquiao tries to open up again. The crowd really rallying their man here, but the shots are landing on the forearms of Mayweather. But is it enough? Is it aggression enough for the judges to score it in favour of Pacquiao? 1 minute and 20 seconds to go in round 3. Mayweather lunges in with a right hand. It's taken on the left glove by Pacquiao. Pacquiao comes back now as his face is beginning to get slightly more marks than Mayweather's. Mayweather lands a right hand, but it wasn't that solid. Pacquiao gets off with a left hand. Mayweather makes him miss. Sees that coming. He read it and moved comfortably out of the way. Mayweather flicks out a jab and then steps back into his own corner. Almost leans into Pacquiao as if to say, here's the chin, try and hit it if you can. They work away inside now. Once again Mayweather grabs Pacquiao in a stranglehold with his left arm around the neck of the Filipino hero. Sunday lunchtime back home in the Philippines. Everybody will be watching in whatever way they can or listening to the radio for the progress of their hero. Can he greatly endorse his legacy here tonight by becoming the first man as a professional to beat Floyd Mayweather? Mayweather tries a left jab, that missed, but the right hand just grazed the chin of Pacquiao. Another inch further forward. If Mayweather had stepped in, it could have been trouble. A right hand to the body from Mayweather. Last few seconds of this, the third round. Pacquiao steps after his man once again. Tries a winging right hook towards the torso area. Feints with the left hand. Good right hook from Pacquiao gets through. And Mayweather dances away. He lands a solid right hand as well as the fight just for a few seconds comes to life at the end of that third round. And virtually everybody in the Grand Garden Arena on their feet for one single success of a right hand from Manny Pacquiao. They are willing their man here. If they could get into the ring with him, they would. It is so partisan here, and Pacquiao there had success at the end of the round, Steve, which brought about that kind of reaction.
Yeah, a little bit of success at the end of the round, but more than that, Mike, he just turned and faced the crowd and gave them a big smile. That's what they're doing. They're hanging on to not just his every punch, they're hanging on to his every single facial movement. If he's smiling, they're smiling with him. Still Manny Pacquiao missed. What we did see there, though, once or twice when Pacquiao didn't overcommit once he'd backed Mayweather up, which is what he should have been doing in the first 2 rounds. And at that point, Mayweather had to fight. And that was very interesting. It was right in front of us on the bell just when he got caught. But Mayweather had to fight. If you let Mayweather hold, he'll hold you. If you don't get close enough, he can't hold you.
So the bell sounds then for round number 4. And what an absorbing contest this is building into between these two all-time great performers, each of whom has had 7 world title fights in the welterweight division. But they've won world titles in 6 weight divisions. As far as Pacquiao is concerned, 5 weight divisions for Floyd Mayweather. Pacquiao goes to the body with a left hand, but it's smothered by the glove of Mayweather. Mayweather moves to the ropes on the far side. Now just steps to his right, back to his left. Lateral movement, keeping Pacquiao guessing so that Pacquiao can't get off and will have to lunge in. Now Pacquiao lets go with 3 successive punches, taken on the shoulder and the elbows by Mayweather, who almost beckons his man forward once again. Mayweather has his back to the red corner, Pacquiao's corner just above us here, and he hasn't moved. He's voluntarily gone straight back into that corner, trying to draw Pacquiao onto that right hand. He throws the right hand, but Pacquiao saw it coming and just swayed back out of range. Then Pacquiao comes back into range with a right-left combination. The left hand just grazed the chin of Mayweather. Pacquiao tries to drive his man back to the ropes just above us here. We're looking at the back of Floyd Mayweather. A left hand gets through from Pacquiao, but again, not with any real effectiveness. A jab from Mayweather, a punch that he's actually been neglecting for most of the contest so far. Right hand over the top from Mayweather, just didn't time it right again, just didn't get the accuracy to land plumb on the chin. He flicks out a couple of jabs now. They do work for Mayweather. It's a good shot of his. It's a very potent weapon. And now he flicks it out again, and a left hand from Manny Pacquiao gets through. Floyd Mayweather under pressure on the ropes. A minute and 15 seconds to go in round 4, and Manny Pacquiao now steps off, tries to find punching room. Has he lost that killer instinct as his trainer Freddie Roach feared? He had Mayweather under pressure on the ropes. Did he fear maybe a sucker punch? Manny, they say, as he opens up once again, and Mayweather shakes his head, but he was certainly caught there. And another right hook from Pacquiao lands flush on the chin of Mayweather, who smiles, which is sometimes a certain sign that he's hurt. 44 seconds to go in round 4, and the best punches of the fight, and the most frequent action from Manny Pacquiao in this 4th round, as Mayweather is hit and stung time and again. Pacquiao goes after his man now. The best round of the fight so far for the Filipino. He claps his gloves together here. One final effort he's looking for in this 4th round. 20 seconds to go, although he drops his hands and takes a right hand. Mayweather swivels away back to the centre of the ring, draws that shoulder around in front of his chin. That's one of his defensive aspects that's been so impressive down the years, but he let him down in this round because he's been hit hard by Manny Pacquiao. But now at the end of the round, Mayweather lands with a solid straight right hand, and once again everybody here at ringside, virtually everybody in the MGM Grand Garden Arena on their feet. So that's the best round of the contest so far for Manny Pacquiao.
They're getting the round they wanted. We're getting the fight we wanted, Mike. We had a tentative first round. It's picked up each round, each second, each minute of each round. On the ropes there, Mike, I don't agree with you. What I think happened is I think Manny realised he wasn't getting through, so he didn't just step off, he walked away. There we go, we just seen it there on the replay, and I tell you why he's doing that. He knows if he hasn't caught him with a second or the cover-up punch, he'll recover, because not only has Floyd got a great defence, he can recover. We saw that against Shane Mosley when he should have been out. There's some of those shots are getting through, and if they're not getting through, they're still concussive, they're still hurtful, and then he moves away. I think he did it sensibly.
Floyd Mayweather under pressure during the 4th round. How will he respond? Champions usually come straight back into the fray. On our card now, it's 2 rounds apiece. 2 to Floyd Mayweather and 2 to Manny Pacquiao. It couldn't be closer. A jab from Mayweather gets through at the start of this, the 5th round. He throws a couple of lazy left jabs to Mayweather. Then he overreaches with a right hand towards the body, but the follow-up left jab just rocks back the head of Pacquiao. Pacquiao lunges in with a left hand to the body, which landed. The follow-up right hand to the head did not. Right hand over the top from Mayweather once again. He's trying all the time to time that sharp, straight right hand as Pacquiao launches his attack. He clearly thinks, and his father, Floyd Mayweather Sr., that straight right hand is a huge key to the outcome of this fight and to the success or otherwise of Floyd Mayweather, as the crowd once again get behind their favourite. Pacquiao, who had such success in that round, darts in with a jab, just grazes the side of the head of Mayweather, who drops the left arm in the centre of the ring and once again drags that shoulder around in front of his chin, flicks out a couple of jabs but doesn't step in behind them, just really using them as rangefinders, and now lands 2 successive right hands to Mayweather. Pacquiao is the one who smiles this time, and they touch gloves as they come back to the centre of the ring. A flicking jab from Pacquiao lands on the head of Mayweather, who drops both of his arms and swaggers away, rolling the glove around about waist height as Pacquiao decides on what his next move will be here at the halfway stage of the round. Another really strong right hand from Mayweather gets through, landing high on the head of Pacquiao, and a second right hand from Mayweather, this time to the body. He's varying the delivery of that right hand to the body and to the head. The most damage has been done to the head so far, and with a minute just over to go in this round, it's been a better round for Mayweather. Again, he tries that right hand. This time he telegraphed it. This time Pacquiao saw it coming, and Mayweather, through no fault of his own, wound up with his arm around the neck of Pacquiao, but that was enough excuse for the crowd to boo once again here. Mayweather's on the front foot here, a rare foray onto the front foot, and he tries to drive Pacquiao back onto the ropes with hand. This time it missed by a long way, but it's clear that that's the punch that he saw as the key ingredient to his success here this evening. He moves away now, and again the crowd boo for the negative tactics of Floyd Mayweather, but it's worked so well and so often in the past. He draws the fighters in, he makes them make mistakes. They get so frustrated at having limited success that they expose themselves and leave themselves open to his brilliant counter punches. Just the last 7 seconds or so in round number 5, and Mayweather has reasserted in this round as Pacquiao goes on to the front foot now. Mayweather tentative with a right hand. He was out of distance and then virtually runs away and almost collides with the ropes. Falls off balance, but goes back on top in that round.
He's back on top in that round. I want to get in that round. He hasn't done it on the fight. He doesn't do it in round any fight till he gets into her or in trouble as he went over the front foot. As soon as he went over the front foot, I'm amazed how easy it was for him to push Manny Pacquiao back. That's not part of the plan. If I'm in Mayweather's corner now, I'm setting him up, I'm talking to him, and I'm saying, Brad, go forward, then do something, then walk away. If he keeps backing off, eventually he'll get trapped again. Because what Manny's also doing now, Mike, is he's not following him, he's cutting him off. He's cutting him off. Once Mayweather pushes him back, look, you can see it here on a replay. I mean, you can't see it, you're listening. I'm telling you, once he goes back, once he's pushed back, he can't throw a punch with his back foot back out.
So the fight of the century, live on BBC 5 Live from ringside, just a few feet away in the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Steve, before the bell, how have you got it after 5?
3-2 for Mayweather.
And I had 2. Mayweather leading by 3 rounds to 2 as we head into round number 6. As far as betting is concerned, the favourite bet was for this fight to go the entire 12-round distance and for Mayweather to win on points. He picks out a couple of jabs at the start of this, the 6th round, then tries to open up with a right hand as a flurry from Pacquiao collides only once again with the arms and the gloves of Mayweather, and in the centre of the ring the crowd could see that clearly, and so there wasn't the kind of cheer that we've seen for some of the forward moves and the attacking onslaught of Pacquiao. Lovely left-right combination from Mayweather, caught Pacquiao on the way in. It didn't sting the Filipino, but it caught him, and now Pacquiao tried to land a left hand of his own. Once again the right hand from Mayweather is avoided by Pacquiao. This time the Filipinos saw it coming, and they're just getting a bit angry inside. They're starting to talk to each other here, but now they touch gloves once again, and the lack of animosity, such deep respect among these two men, and why not? After all they've done in their careers, 43 world title fights. A flicking left jab from Mayweather in the centre of the ring, lands on the high part of the head of Pacquiao. A lovely short crisp right hand again from Mayweather lands as Pacquiao comes forward. Then Pacquiao lets go with a right-left combination of his own, but Mayweather saw them, read underneath as if Pacquiao had sent him an email to tell him those punches were coming. Now comes Floyd Mayweather, almost leaning in towards Pacquiao once again, tempting him with that chin. Hit it if you can, he says. And now he backs off once again, tries the right hand. Pacquiao leaning in with the left hand, but didn't have the feet firmly planted on the floor. Pacquiao opens up as Mayweather covers up on the ropes now and just shakes his head. And all the time Pacquiao is only landing on the arms and the gloves of Mayweather, and that's why once again he stepped off. He aborted the attack because he's been told by Freddie Roach that he knows Mayweather waits for the end of an attack and then he throws the counter punch. So rather than allow him to do that, so Pacquiao steps off. Right hand to the body from Mayweather gets through. He took a short, sharp left hand in reply, but it didn't quite land solidly. Pacquiao opens up once again, and not for the first time. He steps off away from the attack because he knows that the ploy of Mayweather is to wait for you to punch and punch and punch, to come to the end of the flurry, and then he will sting you with a right hand or a left hook. He tries that right hand. He's standing stock still in Pacquiao's own corner, just above the hip, flicks out a jab, lands on the chin of Pacquiao. Pacquiao now looking for a way in. How can he open the door? Where can he find the key to this puzzle that is Floyd Mayweather? The Mike Vinci code, he says, the no one's cracked it yet. 10 seconds to go in round number 6. Mayweather flicks out another beautiful jab and a second one at the end of this round. The third one is already by Pacquiao. But Pacquiao found it very difficult to get anywhere close to Mayweather again at the end of the 6th round. Defunct.
Also, Mike, Manny is quite severely marked up under the right eye. That's from the jab. It was a punch Mayweather didn't throw for a few rounds. Just started to throw it. Just starting to show it. They're getting a little bit desperate. They're getting a bit reckless, and I like that.
Let's just have a word and hear what Floyd Mayweather Senior is saying. Well, Floyd Mayweather Senior is not a happy man. I don't know what's wrong with you, man, for real. And now Floyd Mayweather is staring out of the ring. So there's a lack of chemistry there.
It is not.
Well, he's heard it clear. Right uppercuts. What he wants him to do is to open up. He told us on 5 Live the other night, Floyd Senior, that he wanted Floyd to walk Pacquiao down. He's convinced he's too strong and hits too hard. And he was angry in the corner there, although we've got Mayweather leading at halfway by 4 rounds to 2. Now, as Pacquiao comes to the centre of the ring, he takes another one of those left jabs as Mayweather goes onto the front foot. A second jab lands from Mayweather at the beginning of this, the 7th round. He steps forward now with a right hand, a lunging right hand from Mayweather. Don't often see that from him, a man of his skill and his timing and his accuracy. And Pacquiao saw it coming and just moved away towards the centre of the ring. But Mayweather gets on the front foot once again. Is he trying to obey his father, or does a genius just do it his way, like Ali did it with the rope-a-dope in the Rumble in the Jungle, and like others have done it in the past? The jab from Manny Pacquiao gets through. Manny, Manny, the crowd chant once again, but he's had precious few successes in the last couple of rounds. And a good jab from Mayweather catches Pacquiao hard. Pacquiao reels away. He was slightly off balance because he was about to lunge in himself, but that was strong from Mayweather. A sharp jab just as the minute was up in this 7th round. Pacquiao now comes after his man. Right hand from Mayweather lands once again as Pacquiao leans in towards it as he attempted to mount attack of his own. Centre of the ring now. Mayweather getting so confident, so nonchalant that he drops the arms virtually down beneath his waist. He sways, tries a right hand, lands on the left of Pacquiao. Pacquiao jumps in with a jab, but then almost leans away immediately for fear of that wicked counter-punching skill of Mayweather. Mayweather rolls away, slightly awkward on his feet, but he gets safely to the far side of the ring. Tries a jab and then a right hand, and Pacquiao slips underneath. All the boos are for Mayweather here, but it was Pacquiao ducking very low as well that caused that potential of the ring. A second one lands only on the gloves of Pacquiao, but that jab has been an effective punch for Mayweather in the last couple of rounds. A minute to go in round 7 in the centre of the ring. 2 jabs again from Mayweather. You can hear the snort as he throws those punches and puts every ounce of effort and timing into them. Now he lifts the gloves, Mayweather. Waits for Pacquiao to make that move. He's still keeping the Filipino guessing. Still, Manny Pacquiao tries a left hand and goes after Mayweather, but Mayweather just managed to deflect that punch and got some glove on it himself. Now he tries a left hook as Mayweather comes back towards the centre of the ring inside the last half a minute of round number 7. Pacquiao once again only having sporadic success in this round. Tries a right-left combination. Mayweather steps back 5 or 6 inches, and so those punches of Pacquiao connect only with thin air. As there's another left hand to the body and a right hook, which Mayweather swayed away from on the ropes just above us. Pacquiao, another left-right combination. It's been so successful against so many opponents down the years, but not Floyd Mayweather. Not yet anyway. End of round 7, Steve Funk.
Yeah, I thought that was quite a big Floyd Mayweather round, to be honest with you. Mike seemed to slow it down. He went over his front foot, then rounds didn't do anything. It sort of flummoxed Pacquiao slightly there, when Pacquiao seemed a bit stuck. Wasn't sure what to do. I looked at the clock. It was a 1 minute 19 left. So nearly 1 minute 41 seconds in before Pacquiao actually got his act together in that round. So I'm expecting him to come out fired up for this round. He surrendered too much pace. He surrendered too much time. And I think he surrendered that round easier than any other round. He's going to fight either than the one.
Manny Pacquiao, I think he's all right. I think he's concerned there about his general mood here because he's had so few successes in recent rounds.
Absolutely. The round before there was not a lot in it. I mean, Mayweather could have nicked it, but I'm starting to think a little bit about the way the judges are going to be scoring it, mate. That round wasn't good. He didn't look good in that round, Manny.
So we move into round number 8. And the conclusion of the second third of this fascinating contest, the fight of the century. But Mayweather threatening to take command now. On our cards, he's won the last 3 rounds, and he's leading by 5 rounds to 2 for me and for Steve Bunt. Into round number 8, a jab from Mayweather. Once again, he neglected that for the first few rounds, but he's been really opening up Pacquiao with that shot in recent rounds. And now Pacquiao swings with a right hook. Mayweather just sways back out of range. Left hand from Pacquiao does get through. That one did land, and it forced Mayweather to just bring the gloves up momentarily. Now a jab from Pacquiao once again gets through, but once again he doesn't follow up, and he takes a strong left hand on the way in. Pacquiao, he missed with a flailing shot to the body and then got clipped with a nice jab come hook by Mayweather, who holds his gloves very high at this stage in the centre of the ring and flicks out a couple of jabs from that high held stance. Another jab from Mayweather. They are landing, they're not particularly landing stiffly, but they are getting through from Mayweather. And once again, when Pacquiao opens up, there's almost a smirk on the face of Mayweather, as if to say, is that all you've got? Is that what made you an all-time great? Still the crowd tries to get behind their man as Mayweather steps towards the centre of the ring, trying to control every aspect of the contest. He throws a right hand, Mayweather didn't get the timing right that time, but Pacquiao wasn't sharp enough to counter. Jab to the body from Mayweather, a second jab to the body, trying to draw down the arms of Pacquiao and perhaps pinging one of those right hands to the chin, which he does there. Mayweather lands again with a solid straight right hand. 1 minute and 20 seconds to go in round 8 as Pacquiao tries. Mayweather back to the red corner in Pacquiao's own corner. But it doesn't feel like home right now as Mayweather switches again to the centre of the ring. At times with that jab, you get the sense he's toying with Pacquiao, and he switches it to a left hook. Lands a left hook twice in a row, does Mayweather now. Single pot shot, and they wing their way in over the right-hand glove of Manny Pacquiao. Beautifully accurate, wonderful timing from Mayweather in the centre of the ring. Kicks out another of those jabs. Pacquiao is swaying from the waist. He's done it throughout his career. He tried to keep opponents guessing, but Mayweather at this stage is working him out and goes after his man. Tries the right hand. Left hand from Pacquiao gets through it. Mayweather was just slightly off balance and moving away himself of his own volition. Again now Mayweather tries that chopping left hook as Pacquiao came forward. He missed, as did Pacquiao. Pacquiao gets through with just a flicker of a jab as Mayweather almost took his chin out of the danger area. Last few seconds of round number 8. A flicking jab from Mayweather. Another right hand over the top from Mayweather. Again, they didn't really land. They just grazed the top of the head of Manny Pacquiao. You hear the rapping of the sticks on the canvas from the timekeeper. Last 10 seconds of round number 8. Pacquiao steps forward, feints to throw a jab to the body. A jab to the head now. Tries to open up on the ropes at the end of the round as Floyd Mayweather walks very calmly and you have to say nonchalantly back to his corner.
Back in the bag for Floyd Mayweather there. I think Floyd sensed something in that round. After about a minute, Mike, I think he sensed something. And you're in the ring and you can sense your opponent. You can see it in his eyes. You can sense his body language. It just seemed to me, as we see a replay there and Manny landing a good left, it just seemed to me that Floyd sensed something different there in the way Manny was coming back at him. And I sensed something different the way Manny was coming back at Floyd also. He didn't seem to let those punches go that he was doing 2 or 3, 4 and 5 rounds ago. He didn't seem so desperate or so urgent to get in close. And I'm going back through my nose to see if he was clipped back in the 6th round, because the last 2 rounds he hasn't been right. He hasn't been good. Of course, that also corresponds with Floyd Mayweather Sr. giving his son an all-4 rollicking in the corner. 2 very interesting rounds.
And because Floyd Mayweather Sr., I think, is convinced that his son could be much more impressive here and might even stop Pacquiao inside the distance. As I said earlier in the week, he was convinced that his man his son would punch too hard for Pacquiao. He has had a lot of success so far, but Pacquiao hasn't looked like going over. A clipping left hand from Mayweather lands. It's the first scoring punch of round number 9. Pacquiao goes after his man once again, claps his hands and his gloves together as if to say, come on, let's try and find something in this, the final third of the contest. We've had half a minute in round number 9. Pacquiao goes on the front foot, a jab and then a left hand, but Mayweather sees the follow attack coming, moves laterally away, tries to whip in a left hook, but didn't quite find the range or the timing with that shot. Flicks out a jab now, Mayweather, as he backs off onto the ropes once again. He's waiting for the right hand, beautiful right hand from Mayweather, gets through. A sharp jab in response from Pacquiao, but the better of those two punches in that particular exchange was the sharp right hand from Floyd Mayweather, who backed off onto the same position by Pacquiao's own corner, which is just above us here ringside at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, where so many of the great fights in boxing have taken place over the past 2 decades. Jab lands on the side of the head of Mayweather for Pacquiao. One of his few successes in this round so far. Jab from Mayweather gets through. It's a much more solid shot. Now a left hand from Pacquiao lands almost simultaneously with a jab from Mayweather. And the two men here still very much keeping each other guessing at times, trying to work each other out as Pacquiao steps onto the front foot. How can he get through to body or head? How can he land cleanly? And how can he land cleanly more than once? And he takes the risk of throwing a left hand and gets hit with a right hand in response, because Mayweather moved away out of range and then swayed back into range with a lovely pinpoint right hand. Jab from Pacquiao just repositions his shorts and gets set for another attack. A minute to go in round number 9. Pacquiao drives Mayweather onto the ropes above us here at ringside. An exchange on the ropes, but nothing of any significance landed on either side. They move away now in terms of Mayweather to his left, towards the centre of the ring once again. He's got the left hand held low, not so much of the shoulder showing in front of the chin at this stage. He tries the right hand, it collides with the left hand of Pacquiao, who was trying to throw exactly the same shot, a big backhand onto the chin of his opponent. Now Mayweather feints with a jab, just about to throw the jab, feinted and thought twice about a follow-up right hand. Pacquiao takes a right hand on the chin once again. This has been a quieter round in terms of scoring for both men. Last 15 seconds or so of the round as Pacquiao charges forward, lands a good left hand to the body in a round that little scoring has been done in. Maybe Pacquiao is looking for that last flurry that might impress the judges. Another right hand over the top from Mayweather as Pacquiao just drops those hands and gets careless on the way in. Bell sounds at the end of round 9. Steve Bump, how did you see that one?
Well, I'm going to give that to Pacquiao because it's a little bit more pressure. I think the first minute or so he was hitting him with clean. Mayweather was catching him with cleaner jabs. It's a bit of it's an odd fight the last 2 or 3 rounds. That round now, I found that round extremely odd, man. I thought there were times there when it looked like Mayweather was teeing up Pacquiao to take him out. And I'm just wondering if, come on, they're only human. I want them to careful with the elbow, okay? Here we go.
Sorry, Steve, I just butted in there because the referee appeared in the corner of Floyd Mayweather and I just wondered what was on there. They're applying some more tape to one of his gloves. At one stage I thought he had a problem with that left hand, but also referee Kenny Bayliss is saying be careful with the elbow.
Well, in all fairness to Floyd, he does use that elbow as his third fist. He hasn't used it here tonight whatsoever. Manny hasn't given him the space for it. It just seemed to me, Mike, just to go back to my earlier point, that he was that Mayweather was trying to tee Pacquiao up for a stoppage. Now, that may not just be confidence. That might be because he's getting tired.
A touch of gloves at the beginning of the 10th round. Two men who have such deep respect for each other, and we became fully aware of that almost from the start of the build-up to this contest. They've won world titles in 11 weight divisions between them, and on our card at this stage, Manny Pacquiao has won 3 of the completed rounds. We have Mayweather leading by 6 rounds to 3. It's a fairly subdued atmosphere here at this stage, partly because the fan favourite, Manny Pacquiao, hasn't had so much success in the last few rounds, although we just shaded the previous round, the 9th, to him. Quiet start to this, the 10th round, 40 seconds gone, and Mayweather in the centre of the ring, just getting slightly agitated, almost fainted with the left hand, puts out the left hand, but it's no more than placing it on the head of Manny Pacquiao rather than really driving it home. Just 1 or 2 boos ringing around once again in this MGM Grand Garden Arena as Mayweather gets off with a left-right combination. Pacquiao tries to open up, but again it's so difficult to land anything clean anywhere on Mayweather. fails to succeed. He lands only on the forearm as Mayweather moves man once again. Target, which was Pacquiao's chin. He's landed solidly to body and head at times here, has Mayweather, but hasn't landed with real frequency. He's been pot-shotting as he does. Another lovely right hand, times it on the way in as Pacquiao once again goes to the body with a left hand, then a right hook as a follow-up. But again, Mayweather so calm, so confident, staring at his man, reading his every move, second-guessing everything he's doing, like the snooker player who's potting the red but already thinking about the black and the next red. Every time he's guessing what Mayweather's got in mind right throughout the attack. Neutral corner just above us here. Another right hand lands from Mayweather. Not too hard, but enough to score for sure. He dances away. He likes his work. He admires his work. There's a spring in the step of Mayweather here. Left hand lands from Pacquiao in the neutral corner, which Mayweather elects not to leave at this stage. Clicks out a jab, tries to get set for a left hook. Again, Pacquiao opens up and steps away. Doesn't want to expose himself in there to a short, sharp counter. Throws a spurt and then moves away to the centre of the ring. Last half a minute of round number 10. Mayweather comes back to the centre of the ring where he's been the dominant factor in the fight, in particular with the left hand and the straight right from the orthodox stance, the backhand, that powerful shot that he used so well so often against Marcus Maidana. Tougher task here against Manny Pacquiao, but on our card he's managing to rise to the occasion, to rise to the task. Once again you hear the timekeeper rapping the stick. 10 seconds to go in this the 10th round. Pacquiao tries to cut off the ring space, the escape route for Mayweather, but Mayweather sees the jab coming, slides underneath and just looks at him with a glare of contempt at the end of that 10th round.
Forget the glare of contempt. Did you see what happened there? Pacquiao looks out the ring with a look of thunder on his face and he smashed his fists together. He's not stupid. He's been in too many fights at too many levels. He's disappointed. He knows he's losing control of this fight. He needs a knockout now, Matt, and that would be not just a knockout, that would be a first shot. Let's get it right.
It is interesting, Frank, how you can't get the sense of urgency from Manny Pacquiao. I understand that he can't go lunging and he's moving forward, but it's just in his general demeanour. He doesn't seem like he really wants to close down the ring fight.
Right, this is Manny's house in here tonight. Let's get that absolutely straight. It's gone quiet. It's gone subdued. Even when Manny did stage a couple of half-hearted attacks there, he didn't really live. They're not stupid here tonight. They paid a lot of money. They know what they're watching, and their man's losing.
So 10 rounds completed and more successful. Mayweather at the start of the round now. I wonder will he attempt to finish it off here. As he did with Ricky Hatton, gradually broke him down. He lands a very solid right hand at the beginning of this round and then a left-right combination as well. And Pacquiao saw his head shaken, but Pacquiao gamely comes forward once again. He tried the left hand to the body. The left hand to the body works, but the rest of the flurry thrown by Pacquiao didn't. Two left hands and then a right hand get through from Mayweather. Another touch of gloves there, a slight infringement as Pacquiao slipped on the canvas there. Mayweather just flicks out another one of those jabs. All the time he's using this jab now as a rangefinder for the right hand. We're coming towards the final 45 seconds with the final 2 minutes 15 seconds of the 11th round, and Mayweather lands another crisp, sharp uppercut onto the chin of Pacquiao, but Pacquiao takes it well. There's grease smeared all around that chin of his. He takes the shot well and comes straight back to the centre of the ring. But a lovely, crisp right uppercut. Another punch in the repertoire of Mayweather. Strong left hand from Pacquiao gets through. The crowd cheer. He tries to follow up. Mayweather sees it coming and then once again contemptuously just moves away towards his left and makes Pacquiao miss. Pacquiao getting tentative on the way in because he's taking heavy shots when he's being made to miss. And there he thought twice about the attack. Landed again to the body. Hit Pacquiao, but not nearly hard enough to trouble Floyd Mayweather. Halfway stage of round number 11. Pacquiao opens up once again. The crowd don't cheer because they're realising that these attacks aren't having the effect that they thought they were earlier in the contest. Two more jabs from Mayweather and then another pinpoint right hand. Pacquiao falls in off balance again as he lunges and desperately tries to land that big left hand of his that's caused so many problems for opponents down the years. The one that dispatched Ricky Hatton in 2 rounds. The one that floored Juan Manuel Marquez 3 times in the first round of their first encounter, but Mayweather here is much more difficult to nail. He moves away now. smoothly, almost saunters away to his own corner. Blue corner, far side of the ring. Pacquiao tries to open up, but Tariq Payne takes another sharp right hand, and there's a smirk on the face of Mayweather, who flicks out another jab. A right hand from Mayweather. They're single shots, but he's finding the target time and time again. Another left hand from Mayweather, and the crowd almost gasp there as if they've taken the punch themselves, because their man is second best here in the 11th round. Manny Pacquiao just cannot get close to Mayweather, who's flicking out the jab. If this is a Mayweather in decline, then I'd like to have seen him when he was at his best. He flicks out the jab, then a right hand over the top of Mayweather. This time it's Pacquiao who does the avoiding, who makes Mayweather miss. Mayweather dances towards the ropes on the far side of the ring, swaying left and right. There's a rolling of the shoulders. He claps the gloves here now. This is turning into a brilliant display by Floyd Mayweather at the end of the round, as Mayweather goes back to his corner after another terrific performance.
Yeah, what a contrast, the two men wandering back to their corners. Even the cornermen jumping up. Suddenly there was half a smile on Floyd Senior's face and an enormous smile on Floyd Junior's face. Manny went back and for the first time didn't make any eye contact, not a single bit of eye contact with Freddie Roach when any of the other guys get in the ring. He looked out with blank eyes and turned around and sat down, and he's got that look, and fighters have it when they know they're losing. They can look straight at you, but they're not looking at you, they're looking at something that they can't fathom. They can't work it out what it is, and that's half the problem here, I think, with Manny. You can just see how disconsolate he is. Right, he can't work out why he can't get close to him. He can't work out that was one of the more success. He can't work out why, after all these years, he can't solve this guy is fighting. Manny Pacquiao looks a bit broken at this point, right?
Last round, third round, he got it. 7-4. Before the two men embrace in the centre ring, the last 3 minutes of the fight so eagerly awaited, and on our part, Mayweather is coming towards victory, and towards endorsing that already bulging reputation of his now. The crowd now gathered behind their man for one last effort. Can he produce a sensation here? Because that's what he needs. It's the kind of sensation that only all-time greats can produce, but he's in against one. That's the problem for Pacquiao here. 30 seconds gone in the fourth and final round. Mayweather stands his ground this time in the centre of the ring, tries to land a jab, so too does Pacquiao. The two hands meet in mid-air in the centre of the ring. Another jab from Mayweather is avoided, eluded by Pacquiao, but Pacquiao taps on the side of the face of it, charge forward. He almost runs after Mayweather now. This last desperate surge from Manny Pacquiao, attempting to avoid what will be the sixth defeat held by Floyd Mayweather once again. It looks like it's a safety-first policy for Mayweather in this, the final round. Surely he believes he's got it in the bank. Lovely left hand from Pacquiao lands. Shame it didn't happen earlier in the contest to give him more confidence and to maybe shake the confidence of Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather lands with a lovely left hook, leads off with a left hook. Very difficult punch to throw, very difficult punch to time. Halfway stage then of the 12th and final round, and still the pattern of the fight well established as Mayweather just steps off into his own corner, the blue corner, far side of the ring. They're separated by the referee. Mayweather up on his toes, he's dancing here, he's starting to enjoy this as Pacquiao comes forward, tries a left hand to the body, almost had success then with a follow-up left hand to the chin. Mayweather in the centre of the ring now is waiting for Pacquiao to try the first shot as he's done so often in the contest, and he uses speed and his style and his his brain to take advantage. Finally then, at the 12th and final round, we waited so long for this contest. Mayweather wants to save it, and he's boxing like a fan here. And again, the crowd now dancing just 45 seconds to go, and urging Manny Pacquiao to get after their man. Floyd Mayweather now darting laterally, left to right, right to left, keeping out of danger. He's smiling now, tries a crisp right hand over the top. Pacquiao almost skips after his man. Mayweather throws a jab. Last 30 seconds of the 12th round. Pacquiao going after his man once again. Mayweather here tries a right hand, takes a jab from Pacquiao. Pacquiao attempts to open up. Mayweather though so calm and so composed in the face of adversity as he just withstands another one of those attacks from Pacquiao. Pacquiao tries a long left hand over the top, but Mayweather steps off once again. Last 10 seconds, he raises his right arm. He understands here Mayweather, but he's done enough. As to all the crowd here, they're going towards the end. The final bell sounds. Pacquiao raises his arm. Floyd Mayweather sunk up onto the second set of ropes, looks around the arena, doesn't quite get the kind of ovation he was hoping for, but that was a superb performance of defensive brilliance from Floyd Mayweather. Once again, not the kind of blood and thunder that many people would have wanted, but he's beaten another all-time great here, Steve, on our card.
Mike, we had 4 or 5 rounds of what passes the blood on the first. The third and the fourth rounds were absolutely fantastic. The third was third and the fourth was good. The second was good. And 1 or 2 of the later rounds were interesting. There were some bizarre rounds. Rounds where Manny seemed to just fall away, fade away, not push it, not chase, not chasing. And I'm a bit surprised now. I'm looking at Manny smiling now. I don't know if he's going to be smiling, is he, Mike? There's Jinky, his wife, looking very upset. He lost the fight. 8-4, I've got it. I think you've got it 9-3. 8-4, I've got it.
I've got it the same as you, Steve. I've got it 116, 112, which equates to 8 rounds to 4. They still look pretty happy in the corner of Manny Pacquiao here. We've seen some strange decisions here in Las Vegas in the past, but I thought much the cleaner punching here was done virtually throughout the fight by Floyd Mayweather. The rounds that Pacquiao won, he won with positive punches.
It certainly was the cleaner punches that won the rounds. There were 2 rounds, Mike, where we both agreed that if they were scoring it on flurries and what looks busy and what looks like the busier man, then you would have given them, in theory, you would have given them to the other man. I didn't. I gave those rounds, both of those rounds, to Mayweather.
And we're still waiting for the official announcement. The scorecards have been handed up to Jimmy Lennon Jr. and Michael Buffer waiting there also. And the 2 men have had their gloves removed, and Floyd Mayweather jumping up onto the ropes on our side of the ring here, looking for some kind of acclaim from the crowd, but he's getting nothing here but boos. The sound of hostility which he's become so used to down the years, and still we await the official verdict here for the fight that was so long in the making. 5 or 6 years ago they first sat down to negotiate, and they said that the 2 men had declined, and now there's a warm embrace in Pacquiao's corner just above us here. The 2 men clasping and hugging now just above us here at ringside as we still wait for the scorecards to be officially looked at by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, who sanction all the big fights here, and then handed to the 2 ring announcers, Jimmy Lennon Jr. and Michael Buffer.
It's going to be very interesting because I'm looking at faces. I don't care about what's happening in and around the ring. I'm trying to find Bob Arum's face. I'm trying to find Leonard Ellerby, who serves as Mayweather's de facto promoter. I can't see any of their faces. There's nothing to tell. I'm looking at Buffer's face. I'm looking at Jimmy Leonard's face. Well, not a lot of Buffer's face moves, as you can imagine. And as a poker face, I can't see a single thing here. No one's given away a single solitary clue. That crowd you heard, the noise you heard there from the crowd, was Pacquiao finally taking himself to the ropes. Pacquiao doesn't look, Mike, we've seen a close-up there, like a man that's just won. He looks like a man resigned to defeat. And I thought that was in the 6th or the 7th round, he looked like he changed. He looked like he just lost something in his game. And that was when I pointed out, I think at the end of the 7th round, that Floyd sent it through and went at him.
And Manny Pacquiao now jumps up onto the ropes on our side of the ring to take the acclaim of the other half of the arena here. Leonard Ellerby, who's basically Floyd Mayweather's right-hand man, has just walked across the ring and on the left flank of Michael Buffer Jr. has just put 2 thumbs up. He thinks that his man has done enough. But when you look at the 2 ring announcers, Steve, and you wait this long for the scorecards, you always wonder if they're totting up close cards to make sure they got it right.
Mike, it was almost inconceivable that we'd have a fight that would go this long where there were at least 4 or 5 rounds that were tricky.
Round of boxing here at the MGM Grand. We go to the scorecard.
Judge ringside, Big Murray scores about 118 to 110. Judges Bert Clements and Glenn Feldman both scored about the same, 116 to 112. All 3 in favor of the winner by unanimous decision. He is now the unified WBC-WBA and WBO 100 champion of the world, and still undefeated, Manny
Well, whatever the sound of hostility in this arena here, someday soon, everybody here will realise they are in the presence of greatness. They will realise it was a privilege to be here this evening to watch the man who has extended his unbeaten record to 48 fights. They said this was the biggest test of his career. How he rose to the challenge. Floyd Mayweather endorses his status as an all-time great.
Yeah, that's a fair comment, Mike, because what he's done here tonight with Manny Pacquiao, he may not have dropped him, he may not have hurt him, he may not have stunned him, but he's broken his heart. And it's harder, far harder to break someone's heart than it is, Mike, if you think about it, to drop them. He has broken Manny Pacquiao's heart. Freddie Roach and Manny Pacquiao in the corner there, they don't know what's happened. And think about their combined history. How the hell has that happened?
Here we go to the interview.
Congratulations on this victory. To hear the words "still undefeated." What does that mean?
First off, I want to thank God for this victory. I want to thank all the fans that came to Las Vegas. I want to thank all the fans around the world that supported this event. He's a hell of a fighter. And I take my hat off to Manny Pacquiao. I see why he's one of the guys that are at the pinnacle in the sport of boxing.
Was this easier than you had anticipated?
I knew he was going to push it. I knew he was going to win some rounds. He had moments in the fight, but I kept him on the outside. I was a smart fighter. I outboxed him. I wasn't getting hit with a lot of shots until I sat right there in the pocket. That's where he would land a lot of shots. And we did what we had to do tonight. And I'm truly blessed. Manny Pacquiao was blessed. And I want to thank all the fans that came out to support this event.
Why do you think you never figured out that left jab in your right hand?
I can't really say. I'm just, a calculated fighter. He's a tough competitor. But like I said before, I got to take my hat off to my dad. Because without my dad, I wouldn't do where I'm at.
And he was riding you. Why was he riding you so hard?
Because my dad wanted him to do more. But Manny Pacquiao was a tough competitor. He's a very, very outward fighter. So I had to take my time and watch him extremely close.
You said a couple of times to me and to others, you never wanted to win a fight so bad as you wanted to win this fight. Why? Because it was so long in coming?
You say things to start, but all 48 fights, all 47 before I got to this point, played a major key.
This one particularly.
All fights played major key. I wanted to win all fights extremely bad. Manny Pacquiao was a tough competitor. He's a true champion at heart. And we all got our best tonight.
Was this worth the wait?
When the history books is written, it was worth the wait.
What's left for you?
I got one more fight, with Showtime and CBS. You guys done a remarkable job. But I want to thank my sponsors, people, the watch, one of the best watch partners in the world, and Fan Dealer.
Will you look beyond and try and break Rocky Marciano's record?
My last fight is in September. I think it's time for me to hang it up. I'm almost 4 years old now. I've been in the sport 19 years. I've been world champion 18 years. And I'm truly thankful and I'm blessed.
Now you just handed a check for somewhere between $100 and $200 million, and money's very important to you. Are you telling me you're going back to work in 6 weeks to get a fight in September?
Well, I got to take my help to my team. Just this week.
Take the question here, please, sir. Come on. Are you going to fight again this quick?
I'm fighting in September, yes.
All right. We look forward to it. Congratulations, Floyd.
Thank you. Showtime, Hugo, Fan Dealer. I love you guys. Thank you.
The questions being posed there by Jim Gray, and now it's Max Kellerman with Manny Pacquiao.
It's a good fight. I thought I won the fight.
You thought you won the fight? Why?
He didn't do nothing. It was, move outside.
Well, but he had to be hitting you with something because you weren't attacking him with the same kind of ferocity that we sometimes see you attack. Was he not doing something to keep you off?
Yeah, I got him many times. I saw the punches, and I think I thought I won the fight.
We didn't ringside, the judges didn't. Right from the outset in the first round, he seemed to be able to get you to fight at his pace. You usually throw a lot of punches. You didn't throw as many punches right from the beginning. Why?
Not easy to throw a lot of punches. It's easy to run around. But I get pulling on my
fight. That's fight.
He seemed to catch you with some good right hands early in the fight. Did you feel his power?
Yeah, I can handle his power. It's not strong like Margarito or other opponent photo like that.
So you're saying you thought you were up in the fight, and that's why maybe you didn't attack him, you didn't step up the pace even more in the 11th and 12th round?
Yes, but
Manny, because ringside, I thought I had him winning pretty wide. It seemed to me that his size was giving you some trouble. He's a bigger fighter than you. Was he able to use his size against you?
no, he's not bigger than me. It's not about the size. The size doesn't matter. I've been fighting bigger than him and nothing problem.
Manny, what's next for you?
Well, take it easy, vacation, and Bob will take care of the rest.
Thanks as always, Manny. Jim?
Well, Manny Pacquiao there sounding subdued, and Steve, if he genuinely thought he won the fight, I think he'd be slightly more animated than that.
No, he didn't think he won the fight, Mike. I think you have to say that at the end. We looked at Freddie Roach's face. It was a face of raw thunder, raw unchecked thunder, and you heard that as Max Kellerman doing the interview. Not always a fan of Max Kellerman. He's a little bit up himself, as we like to say in the North London, that is. But Kellerman there did at least put Manny under, and Kellerman was lost for words. He lost the fight. What's more, Mike, he lost his way. You know, it was after 4 rounds. It was 2-2 we had it. Then it goes to 3-2 after 5 rounds.